The next call is a split call. Joe Hayes, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'm pleased and very proud to stand and speak on this wonderful budget. Last week we had a ripper of a week, ending on 10 o'clock on Saturday night, and the whole of New Zealand is beneficiary to the wonderful budget that this government has released out to the public over the last few days. Mr Speaker, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the budget funds that are actually going into the Christchurch rebuild, and I want to talk a little bit about the anchor projects, because yesterday, Mr Speaker, we were fortunate enough to be part and parcel of the opening of the bus interchange. That was in Christchurch City. That was a $53 million project, and one of our major anchor projects in the city, Mr Speaker. That is just one of many anchor projects. Our next big project, we're looking at the Justice Precinct, whereby we will be bringing back 1,700 employees back to the centre of Christchurch. It's co-locating them onto a site in the heart of Christchurch City. This is an amazing effort, because this government has stood by Christchurch from September 2010, from the very first earthquakes, and we will continue to stand by them until our projects have been completed, Mr Speaker. When I look at a quote, and I will quote a press release that came from Peter Townsend, who's the CEO of Canterbury Employers Chamber of Commerce, and he said, this is what he said: "It is once again a reinforcement," this is what this budget is, "it is once again a reinforcement of the government's continuing involvement and its role in the rebuild of Christchurch, and in particular the central city." And that's an amazing statement from Peter Townsend, because that's exactly what we're doing, Mr Speaker. I want to focus a little bit on the east, because some of the projects that have been happening and investments that have been happening have been affecting the east, and it's been a good effect, actually. We're looking at in the education side of things, we're looking at the development of the Aranui Community Education Precinct. This is an amazing project. It will start education right from preschool and take them right through to secondary school, Mr Speaker. This is amazing because it grows the community from the babies all the way up into young adults, and hooks up with the tertiary education organisations as well, Canterbury and Lincoln. I want to talk about the co-location of our secondary schools. We've got two secondary schools, Avonside Girls and Shirley Boys, who are being relocated to QE2 Park. That co-location has been in the pipeline for a long time. There's been a lot of discussions. The Ministry of Education have been engaging with community over a period of a good 18 months, and now the decision has been made that these two high schools will co-locate to QE2 Park, the park where, through the earthquakes, we lost the stadium, the swimming pool, and quite a lot of the grounds, the sports grounds, were devastated through that period of time. But now it's up and up for the east. Here we have the co-location of these two high schools. If that's not enough, Mr Speaker, the funds that are going into health within Christchurch, Burwood Hospital is going to be a beneficiary of that funding for the development of Christchurch Hospital and Burwood Hospital. What we're going to see over the next 2 to 3 years, Mr Speaker, is a blossoming of the east in the Burwood, Queen's Park area. We're going to see that all blossom as the schools take off, as the hospital is redeveloped, and the people of the east are going to get facilities there that are second to none in this world, Mr Speaker. And finally, Mr Speaker, I can see the clock is ticking away, and 5 minutes is a very short time. I want to talk a little bit about Trades Academy.
No, 1 minute to go.
Sorry. Trades Academy. He took Te Mahi Apprenticeship Program, which was launched at Rehua Marae just recently, and that is a great initiative when it comes to tertiary education. And when I heard the opposition speaker talk about there's been no investment in education, here's a quote from the Lincoln University Deputy Vice-Chancellor, International and Business Development, Jeremy Baker. He said, "A 20% increase in tertiary funding for agriculture announced in today's budget is being welcomed by the university." Now, if that's not proof of investment in tertiary education, then I don't know what is. Christchurch is flourishing, it is growing, and we're very, very proud to be part and parcel of that whole investment. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
I call Barbara